Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bears Talk Football BTF. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Football, Bears, Rams. And can somebody please tell me why? I just want to get straight into it. Why are the Los Angeles Rams favored 5.5? I know it's early in the week, but 5.5? I mean, everybody talks about who did the Bears beat. I mean, after we beat the Detroit and the Giants and Atlanta, and we don't beat anybody. And then came Tampa, and we beat Tampa, but Tom Brady forgot what down it was. And if he only knew what down it was, well, why did Tom Brady forget what down it was? Maybe it had something to do with Khalil Mack and the front four of the Chicago Bears. Like I said, the Bears rushed 19 times. The Bears brought pressure that game. 16 times was by the front four only. And who did the Rams beat? For us Chicago Bears fans that are not following the Los Angeles Rams, who did the Rams beat? Well, let's check this out. They have literally beat nobody, but yet they are 5.5 points favored. The Los Angeles Rams have beat, in some order, the New York Giants. They have beat the New York Giants. They beat, I want to say, Atlanta. I mean, the teams they have beat have literally been a few games under 500. Either doesn't have a win or been way under 500. They haven't even beat a team that was 500 that have the same win-loss record. They haven't even beat a team that is decent. They beat the New York Giants. They beat the Atlanta Hawks, or the Atlanta Falcons, I'm sorry, and they beat a few other teams that I can't even remember because, like, they're that bad. Okay, so, like, who did the Rams beat? The only two teams they played that were any good were the Buffalo Bills, and they did not win. They literally lost by a pretty decent amount. And then they go and they lose to a really hurt team this week, to the 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers are literally bringing people off the street to play football because they are totally hurt. That defense is hurt. They don't have Bosa. They don't have any of their star defensive players. It's been injury after injury for the San Francisco 49ers, and yet the Los Angeles Rams get blown out and lose, and Jared Goff does not even throw, Goff does not even throw for 200 yards, but yet has 2 interceptions and 1 in the end zone. So I ask you, this Bears critic, people that critic the Bears, people that say the Bears ain't a real 5-1, who did the Bears beat? I ask you this question, who did the Rams beat? No one. And I ask you this question, how do you think that the Rams are going to beat the Bears after I give you these numbers? Goff's numbers, when he's got time in the pocket, when he's not under pressure, when he has 4 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, Goff is good. His quarterback completion, his rating, his completion rating is at 79%. He has 1,436 yards when he's not under pressure throwing the ball. He has 8 touchdown passes to 2 interceptions, and his QB rating, I think, is at, I want to say, in the 70s, low 70s or high 70s. Now check out these numbers when Goff is under pressure and does not have time to throw the ball. He goes from a quarterback rating of 79 to 38. Completion rating to 79 to 38. He doesn't have 1,436 yards. He has 134 yards under pressure. That is a 1,300 yard difference. He has 2 touchdown passes under pressure, and his quarterback rating is horrible. It is literally in the low 30s. What do the Bears do, and what do they do best? They bring pressure, and they can do it with their front four. And if they have to, they'll do it with the 5, or they'll bring some blitz from the linebackers like Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith, or even the cornerbacks. Because let me tell you, Buster Skrine's pretty good at that. Kyle Fuller's pretty good. So please, annuluses of the world, or Los Angeles Ram fans, or just people in general that don't think the Bears can pull this one off, please explain to me, how does the Los Angeles Rams win this game when their quarterback goes from being really good when not pressured to one of the worstest quarterbacks in football when he's pressured? He is rated under pressure 31 in quarterback stats. He is the 31 worstest quarterback when he's under pressure. There's only 32 teams. So yes, I believe in this game, Monday night, you're going to see a replay, a flashback of 2018. Yes, it is in Los Angeles. Even if it wasn't for the pandemic, I mean, we know what Los Angeles fans are. So, I'm predicting the Bears to go 6-1 here. I'm predicting a score of 30-13 Bears. And let's be honest, guys, if it wasn't for that unnecessary penalty they threw in the end zone, just because, I mean, what did Jalen Johnson do? I mean, the receiver put his hand and kind of tangled himself into our cornerback, and they threw a penalty and gave them the ball, a pass interference, and gave him the ball to 1 yard line. You remove that, the Carolina Panthers score 6 points, and the Bears don't win 23-16. The Bears win 23-6, or maybe even they score a little bit more, because there was also a penalty at, I want to say, the 3 yard line, when it was 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5, and Nick Foles threw a first down pass to, I mean, it wouldn't give them the touchdown, but it would have put them at the 2 or 3 yard line. It would have made it 1st and goal. They would have had 4 cracks at the end zone. Literally, the corner or the DB would not just went over the back of Allen Robinson before the ball was near him, but also elbowed him in the helmet before the ball touched him. Ball was not tipped, and therefore they do not call a penalty. It's a clean play. But Kyle Fuller lowers his elbow like taught and hits the shoulder and a little of the neck, no helmet, and they call a penalty. That was another fumble. Kyle Fuller should have had back-to-back weeks, laid out a person, and a fumble. And did I not forget that they also took an interception from Eddie Jackson, a pick 6 from the same play. Maybe you don't remember the Allen Robinson play because no one talked about the Allen Robinson play. But they talked about the Fuller play when Eddie Jackson got that pick 6 and that ball was tipped in the air and they called it back. Yeah, Kyle Fuller, it was the same identical play, of anything less aggressive as it was on Allen Robinson on the no call. And then they take back 6 points from the Bears. And then later in the game, you think, well, hey, you know what? They owe us. They missed the Robinson play. They missed this play. And they owe us one. No, they give them literally called back-to-back on 3rd downs. They called back-to-back offsides on the Bears. And then the very next play, or the play after that, I think it was 1 or 2 plays later, Teddy Bridgewater takes a shot. Ball was not going to be completed. I mean, I just think it was a good play. 2 players went up and got it. There was no body contact. There was no holding. There was no pushing. I mean, the wide receiver's arm got tangled in our quarterback's arm. And there you go. Penalty, give them the ball at the 1 yard line. I mean, come on, refs. We got to clean that up a little bit. I mean, you literally made that a game when it shouldn't have been a game. If the Carolina Panthers come back and tie that game, you're going to hear Matt Nagy talk about those penalties. And if you watch Eddie Jackson on Mic'd Up against the Tampa Bay Bucks, you will hear him go to the refs and say, come on, you guys can't keep on doing this to us. They're always taking a touchdown from the Bears, giving one to the other team, taking away the interceptions. I mean, literally, the Bears should have like 2 or 3 more turnovers, at least. But let's get back to this game. What are the keys for you? What do you think, and leave it in the comments, the Bears have to do to win this game? And let's be honest, I mean, I don't care how we win. If we win 14-12 or 3-2, I want 6-1. But I think it's time for the Bears to prove a point to the NFL, to their critics, to their doubters, to their haters, because it's not just about doubting. They hate the Bears because if Nick Foles was on any other team that had the same defense, if this was a totally different, just the same players, just different symbol on that helmet. Say it was the Jaguars, or let's say it was Philly, let's say it was Buffalo, let's say it was Cleveland, let's say, oh, Dallas, you know, that's automatically. Let's just say it was any random team in the NFL, any other team, any other of the 31 teams. And they would say, well, you know, they got a defense, they got some players, they got Nick Foles. And when Nick Foles finds that this team's going to go up, but just because it's the Chicago Bears, the Bears won't receive it. So I say the Bears come out, and they know it too. It's going to be fixed. Nick Foles is pumped up. They're going to fix this. And here's the thing, the Bears don't got to be Kansas City Chiefs' offense. They don't got to put up 42 points. They don't got to be the Dallas Cowboys and score 42 to lose and give up 50. That's what Nick Foles was saying. Would you rather win ugly than lose pretty? Meaning, would you rather score 42 points and lose to the Cleveland Browns because you gave up 50? Or would you rather win 23-16 and find a way to win and feel good about yourself? Because let's be honest, let's say the Bears score 27, 30 points a game, but give up 26, and they win 30-27, 27-24, and every game is just close and close and close. Well, where do we improve from now, like Nick Foles said? But the Bears are coming. That offense is coming, and when they connect, when they start to figure it out, it is going to be fun, because all they have to do, I'm not saying they're going to score 34 points a game. If they put up their 24 to 27 to 30 points, nobody's beating this team. I mean, yes, the next 3 games are hard, but look what the Bears got after that. I mean, I believe in one game at a time, but let's just look at this. We got, real quick before we go, we got the Rams up next. Mark that down as a win because of what I told you with the pressure on the quarterback. On their quarterback. Then we got a very aging Drew Brees that's not having the year he's having. They're not the New Orleans Saints, we know. So you know what? I'll take that game at home. All right, and then you got the Titans that have a pretty damn good running game. But it's Tannehill. I think the Bears could win that game also, because the Bears are going to be... There's one thing every annalist and every doubter and every hater of the Chicago Bears do admit, that they will be in every game because of the defense. So if they're down 5, 6, 7, 10 points and they're in it, they have the chance to win. So all of these 3 games, the Bears will have a chance to win. At the very least, they'll be right in it. But look who we got after these 3 games. Minnesota, win. Green Bay, hey, the Bears do play Green Bay tough. Aaron Rodgers had never had a 450-yard, 6-touchdown game on the Bears. He does not really go off. So, hey, let's just say that's a close game, all right? That's the only tough game. So after these next 3 games with the Rams and New Orleans and Titans, you got the Vikings, win. Green Bay, then I believe you got teams like, in some order, you got the still Detroit. You got 1 more with Detroit. You still got 2 more with the Vikings. You still got 2 more with Green Bay. But look at this. They got 2 more with the Vikings. 1 with the Jaguars. 1 with Houston. And 1 with Kansas City. They have 2 with the Vikings. 1 with Houston. 1 with the Jaguars. And 1 with Detroit. That's 5 wins. So if the Bears win 2 out of 3, the Bears are pretty looking good for 12 wins. And even if the Bears somehow did lose these 3 games, they will win those 5 games and finish 10-6. But what I'm saying is that the schedule after these 3 games gets easy, because the only tough teams they have are the Green Bay Packers. And they play the Packers on the last week of the season, which the Bears will probably have a playoff spot at the very least by then. So let's be real. The Bears not only have a chance to be contenders, which they already are, they have a chance to win the division as they stand alone in first place, and they have a chance to the road of the Super Bowl going through Chicago. because I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears do finish 13-3, 12-4. I don't think the Packers are that good. I believe the Bucks have exposed them, and I kept on telling the fan that I met this nice guy at the bar who was watching the Bears game, and he was rooting for us. He was like, I want to see you guys again in the championship. I want that, and the championship to go to the Super Bowl. I want that rematch. And I'm like, look, then if you want that, expose the Packers today. Expose them, whip them, show them that they're not the kings of the NFC, that their defense ain't all that, and they're going to have to score 40 points a game. Come on, guys. It's time to bear down. We're going to be doing this every day, every other day leading up to the games. So please leave a comment. What do you think the score will be? Do you believe that the Bears will bring that pressure? Do you believe what I told you about Goff? The stats don't lie. Numbers repeat themselves. And Goff is going to have a bad game as long as the Bears bring pressure. And this defense against Tampa clicked. And they're only going to get better and better and better. And if this offense could just find it. And I believe this is the game Monday night on national TV that the Bears will shut up their doubters, their haters, their critics. Then Nick Foles will have himself a game. So from Orlando, Florida, thank you guys for watching BTF. Again, leave comments. Push the red subscribe button, please. We want followers. This is something new. Look, I love my Bears. I love football. I love sports. If I think that the Bears don't stand good, I'm going to give you true information. I'm going to give you the best talk there is. I'm going to say it as it is. And I'm going to give you stats, numbers, and things you need to know going up to your game. 5.5 points, take that. Matter of fact, look what you do. The Bears are favored 5.5. Bet that and give the points back to them, because the Bears will dominate the Los Angeles Rams. That I guarantee you. The only way this game's going to be close is if the referees make it close. And I literally mean that when the Bears play, they not only have to beat one team, they have to beat two teams. They have to beat the team they're playing, and they have to beat the team of the referees. So from Orlando, thank you for watching BTF, Bears Talk Football. Remember, we'll be talking later on more Bears Talk Football. Thank you. Leave comments. Let me know what you thought of the show. Have a good day, and God bless.